Ladies and gentlemen, today, a review of Cocaine Bear. Before I begin, I want to read a quick synopsis from IMDb. Inspired by the 1985 story of a drug runner's plane crash, missing cocaine, and the black bear that ate it, this wild, dark comedy finds an oddball group of cops, criminals, tourists, and teens converging in a Georgia forest where a 500-pound apex predator has ingested a staggering amount of cocaine and gone on a coke-fueled rampage for more blow and blood. First and foremost, this movie is a lot gorier than you think it's gonna be, and you should be prepared for it. I think it's wonderful when filmmakers just decide to just go for it. And they do with this movie. Cocaine Bear delivers on that premise in spades, for sure. There is bear and there is cocaine, and when that bear rampages, it is absolutely glorious. Seriously, every moment the bear is on screen or you feel the presence of the bear, this movie is incredibly fun and kind of really inventive with some of the sequences that the bear is in, for sure. I think the CG here is actually pretty good for the bear. Apparently there was someone on set the entire time wearing kind of bear apparatuses and kind of walking on all fours, and you can really feel that the performances were truly influenced by having that on set, for sure. I think that the shortcomings of this movie really come with the characters that are human. At the end of the day, when the cocaine bear is not on the screen, the things that are happening are not that interesting, or you're not really that invested in it. There are some standouts here, and I have to say this at the top. Ray Liotta was really good in this movie. Ray Liotta always kinds of bring it no matter what role he's in, and he definitely brings it into this movie, and he definitely chews a lot of scenery. Rest in peace. This is reportedly his last completed role before his death. I do like the relationship between O'Shea Jackson and Alden Ehrenreich. They play really well off of each other, and the humor they bring is actually kind of refreshing. And I love Kerry Russell. She always is a delight on screen. And there's also a child actor in this movie that I laughed out loud at every single line he said. His name is Christian Convery. He was really, really funny as well. Also, Isaiah Whitlock has a fantastic scene where it's kind of a standoff, kind of harkening back to like a spaghetti western, and it was actually done really well. There are certain sequences in this movie that are really, really well done. But as a whole, I think it's all kind of bogged down a little bit by the fact that many of these characters are truly introduced to just be fodder for the bear, and you definitely kind of feel it. And the movie, I do believe, helps that feeling along in its editing and its pacing. There's literally a moment where you're introduced to characters by just a very quick flashback that totally felt like an afterthought. And then when the flashback's over, you immediately run into those characters again. And in that, you could totally feel the movie and the filmmakers just straight up saying, all right, guys, here's some more fodder for the bear. Don't worry, more bear stuff is coming. Just wait. I just wasn't truly invested in all of the story arcs for all of these characters because I knew that some of them were just not going to be around too long to really give the audience any sympathy for them. So ultimately, the story arcs in the movie were just not very satisfying because of that. But that's not why you're really coming to this movie. You're coming to this movie to watch Cocaine Bear. And every time Cocaine Bear is on the screen, it's fun, and it's really good. It's unfortunate that the bear is not in the movie 100% of the time. Maybe about 60, 65, 70% of the time. You're going around with these characters that are not really likable. You don't really care about their stories, to be honest. And I think that the movie kind of does that completely by design. I give Cocaine Bear a 7 out of 10. Ultimately, every single scene with the bear in it is fun and kind of inventive and a lot gorier than you think it's supposed to be. It definitely satisfies the promise of the title, Cocaine Bear. And the biggest criticisms that I have for this story is the parts that don't have the bear. Many of the characters are introduced in a way that you just know that they're fodder for the bear, so you don't really care about many of them. I will say there's definitely some standouts. Ray Liotta, rest in peace. He always brings it, and he definitely chews scenery here as a drug kingpin having to go into the forest and find the drugs. Isaiah Whitlock is always wonderful, and there's an awesome standoff scene with him and O'Shea Jackson that I think is really well done. And I did like the relationship between Alden Ehrenreich and O'Shea Jackson. I think they play really well together and did bring some refreshing buddy comedy stuff to the movie. But ultimately, everything without the bear just felt flat because the movie doesn't really give any of these characters any time to develop any affinity with the audience. And you kind of get the idea that the filmmakers made that decision so that they could go pretty heavy on the cocaine bear sequences, which, I'm gonna say it again, worked really, really well. Just completely turn your brain off and watch this movie for what the title intends it to be. Just a B monster movie about an apex predator who was drugged up and going after a bunch of criminals and goofballs. Just remember that and you will have a good time here. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Please like, comment, subscribe. If you've made it all the way to the end of the video, thank you so much. Please comment. I will always reply to anyone who comments on these videos as quickly as I possibly can. Thank you for following me on this journey, guys. You have a good rest of your day.